In this video, you're going to learn the 7 steps to blow up your watch time and increase your view by 192%. As you can see right here, August 7, 2021, as I'm shooting this video, or a day before, 192%. And so this is definitely something tangible. This isn't nonsensical or made up stuff that I regurgitate or copy. This is my own method to getting you to blow up your YouTube channel and increase your watch time. And exactly how to do that is this. Before we get into that, make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss another update from me. And also, I want you to stick around because at the very end, I'm going to share with you my exact method that makes me between $5,000 to $10,000 a month on autopilot from YouTube. So if that interests you, make sure to pay attention to that. So let's get into the framework now, shall we? Okay, so this is called the dopamine framework, okay? This is the thing that human beings pretty much cannot resist the temptation to stick around and watch something. It's a very clever method. And what dopamine simply is, it's excitement, it's joy, it's fulfillment, it's completion, right? It's the reason why we watch movies, right? It's the reason why we, when a movie's good and it hooks us, we stick around to the very end. And when a movie sucks, we can't even spend 5 to 10 minutes watching it before our mind gets numb. All right, so this is a 7-step framework of the dopamine framework. So pay attention. This is going to help you blow up your channel. Now, number 7, it's the hook and recap. All right, now what the hook and recap is simple. Someone clicked on your thumbnail, and then from your thumbnail, they saw the title and they were like, okay, this is what I want to see. So what you want to do inside of your video is recap what the title is, or you can hook them by saying something explosive, right? And I call this the John Wick experience, okay? Now, what's the John Wick experience? If you haven't seen the movie John Wick, you are doing yourself a disservice. Definitely one of the best action movies, in my opinion, on the planet, aside from Matrix, because I'm a huge Keanu Reeves fan. Besides the point, John Wick is this. In the very, very beginning of the movie, what happens to the character? If you have seen it, you know what happens. He's near death, right? Like, he's literally dying, and you're just like, wait a second. This is the first scene in the movie and the main character is about to be dead? What the heck, right? Like, you're totally like, what the heck? So you're already hooked and you're just like, what's gonna happen next? And then what happens next is it goes back to normal, his normal life. And then, he's just chilling and you see his pain and, his wife dies and there's a dog and you're just like, what's going on, right? Like, who is this badass guy who's about to die to this, like, peaceful guy who's kind of like missing his wife because she's about to pass away, right? So that's the hook. You want to get your audience so captivated in your first couple of seconds that they want to stick around to the very end. Now, the next thing is welcome to, all right? That's basically just the housekeeping stuff, right? What your channel is, what it's about. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification. You want to say all those things because it's important to, 1, getting more subscribers, but 2, it's also to getting people to engage with your content. So it's very important. Now, you want to pay attention to your niche, right, in YouTube. Some channels disregard the whole, this is my channel name thing, right? Because really, unless you're a super brand, it doesn't really matter. Your audience is there for the content. If you do this step right, you're gonna blow up on all different places on different keywords and different searches, which is gonna help you then be found, and then people will start to see your name, and that's how you'll get your recognition. So in your niche, you really have to understand what's working and what the top people are doing and duplicate that. But for safe measures, always name, just if you want to be safe, you can always just name your channel and just tell them what to do next. Now, the stick around method. This is the carrot. Now, if you want to increase your viewership, right, you want to get people to watch more, increase your AVD, which is your average view duration. This is what YouTube uses to measure how long someone watches your video. You want to give them an incentive, right? The old proverbial, there's a carrot and a stick, right? If you hit a stick, that means you're being punished, right, with the stick. If you have a carrot, that means you get a nice piece of carrot cake. And if you do your homework, you're gonna get carrot cake at the end. So the stick around method holds retention, keeps people engaged, and then allows them to stick around and you do your thing with your content. Now, following that, I call this 5A, right? Because it's not really a style. You could do fluff, right? Like, I don't love fluff because people aren't really interested in your fluff. But if you've done these 3 steps right, you can say additional things to get, and they're not going to go anywhere because they're already hooked by the things that you've done already, you know, with your hook and your recap and your stick around method, right? So that's going to be fine. But like, let's just say, you know, for Fluff Piece that, you know, I have multiple YouTube channels. This isn't my only one. This is one I'm starting and building and growing, but I have multiple ones. One is in the celebrity niche. And we talk a lot about like Kanye West and stuff, right? So Kanye West, if we're talking about the, you know, top 10 things that Kanye can't live without, and then you hit him with a hook and you say, number 10, you can't live without toilet paper, right? Or you can't live without toilet papers wrapped up in $100 bills. And then, you know, you got them hooked and they're there. And then all of a sudden you can say, well, before we get into it, you know, Kanye West, you know, he started, you know, working with Jay-Z back in the day, and him and Jay-Z were really good friends, and then all of a sudden he dated the Kardashians and blah blah blah, and then they're not friends. Like, you could fluff that if you want to just like increase your time, but that's not necessarily what you have to do. You can always just go into the content, but if you're finding your videos are short, this is a good time to do it. Step number 4, and that's to give your best content first. I know it's counterintuitive, but that's actually what you want to do. You want to give your best content first. So I kind of already alluded to it in, you know, the 5A portion. If you're doing like a, you know, a top 10 channel and you go, you know, top 10 thing Kanye can't live without. If you know, if you say like number 10, if you say like he can't live without his security guards. Well, okay, that makes sense. Most celebrities do. That's not really something that I was expecting. I thought you were gonna you want to blow your audience away. And I think what I said before was like number 10 was he can't live without $100 bill, like toilet paper wrapped in $100 bills. If you hear that, the best content, you're gonna be like, whoa, that's number 10. I mean, what the heck could number 1 be, right? So that's really what you want to do. You want to give your best content first. It's considerate, you know, if you're talking about a season, your first piece of content needs to be the pilot that really gets your audience to want to watch the other 10 episodes of that season. So that's what you have to focus on. You essentially are a production company when you're doing YouTube. So everything that correlates with movies, you want to try, if you're a movie person, try to correlate that within your content, because that's really going to help. So think of a pilot, think, you know, how do I make this the best, and then just crush it like that by giving your best content first. Then you want to hook the climax again. You want to state initially in the beginning what you're going to allude to at the very end. So if you're saying like, you know, the top 10 things that, you know, Kanye West, you know, can't live without, say, all right guys, now, you know, we're almost there to the number 1. Pay attention, because that number 1 thing is literally going to blow you away of what Kanye can't live without. So I literally thought like, what a crazy human being can live without that. So stick around to that. So you just want to recap, you know, talk about your hook and your climax again. Now, the next thing you want to do is you want to go through your content. So if you're going to your top 10 thing, now you can kind of relax a little, okay? You can go to 10, you can go to 9, you can go to 8, you can go to 7, you can go to 6, and all the way down to 2, and then you want to kind of hold there, because this is where you built it up to. So you want to build it up a little bit more, and you want to say, the number 1 thing that Kanye needs to feel like a normal person is, and now you're gonna release the dopamine for them by going to the last and final one. And this one is actually pretty cool because it's actually, again, counterintuitive, because you're going to give away on your number 1 thing, your second best piece of content, right? Because if you give away your second best piece of content, you've completed the dopamine effect. Right? Because essentially, if you're taking them through this ride, right, like you had them at a high with giving them your best piece of content first, and now you're having them, you know, go all the way through, and then your second best piece of content is last, they're gonna be complete. They're gonna feel fulfilled. They're gonna be like, wow, this was amazing. Right? Like, you really gave them everything. Now, they're not going to know what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is. So even if it's number 2 to them, it's going to be number 1. So that's how you dramatically increase your viewership, and that really is going to help with your AVD and help you blow up your channel. Now, The very bonus I actually have for you is the sandwich method. Now I can't really go into detail with that because this video is already getting long. So you can definitely click one of the video thumbnails that is up here, and that's going to take you to the sandwich method. But this, guys, is going to 2x your traffic to even blowing up even further. So you definitely got to check it out, and I'll be excited to share with you on that next video. Well, that's it for this video. And as promised, I'm going to share with you the exact method that I use to make between $5,000 to $10,000 a month on autopilot using YouTube. I'm a YouTuber, guys, just like you. If you're watching this, you're a YouTuber. And I have multiple channels that I grow. I make money through AdSense, affiliate marketing. It's super exciting, and I do it passively. I travel the world and do all the things that I want to do within my own life. I'm actually heading to Turkey, and I'm going to be there in a month after, I think, in a week from now from shooting this video, or maybe 2 weeks, whatever, and I'll be there for a month. And I'm able to do that because of this method. So if that's of interest to you, make sure to click the link down below, and that's going to give you more information. If you're interested, great. You're gonna take you along the journey, and hopefully we'll see each other on another beaches around the world. Click the link below, check that out, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care.